Hey everybody, Dog8798 here. This is my thoughts on the Xbox One exclusive Killer Instinct, which came out late last year. I wanted to do a video on this last year, but of course I didn't have neither a 360 or an Xbox One, and didn't think I'd have a 7th or 8th generation console for a long time. So I put this video on indefinite hold. But I always want to do a Killer Instinct video, and this will be my first Killer Instinct video. And you don't know how excited I was when I heard the Xbox were finally bringing back Killer Instinct. I was mad. That's another gripe I had with the 7th generation. Broken promises. One of the promises the 7th generation said was they were gonna bring back Killer Instinct. Other than re-releasing the game, I think for the Virtual Console and the Xbox Live, there was no new Killer Instinct. But then later on, they announced that it'd be an exclusive for the Xbox One, and I was immediately excited. I went on Wikipedia to research what was gonna be in the game. I love what I saw. I love what I read on Wikipedia. Then, of course, I watched IGN and GameSpot reviews for this video I'm doing right here. And when I was watching the reviews, I saw the gameplay, and man, it's awesome. The gameplay is just like the old Killer Instinct games. The gameplay, of course, is a cross between the gameplay of this new game is a cross between Mortal Kombat 9. All the violence and combos are from Mortal Kombat, and of course, the Street Fighter 4, series. Some of the visuals are more closer to the Street Fighter 4 series than Mortal Kombat, even though it has the graphic violence of Mortal Kombat, which is funny because the old Killer Instinct games were a cross between Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 3, with more emphasis on combos and 3D graphics. Killer Instinct was probably the first game, even though it had 2D gameplay, Killer Instinct was probably the first game to have 3D graphics. Even before the 3D era, the PlayStation, the Sega Saturn, and the Nintendo 64 even came along. I've been a huge fan of Killer Instinct since the mid-90s. I played the home port on the Super Nintendo, and the Killer Instinct Gold port on the Nintendo 64, and would love to track those games down on N64, MAME, or anywhere, Xbox Live, anywhere today. Next is what else I gotta talk about? So yeah, gameplay, graphics, all that is good. Then of course, the announcer is back. Ultra Combo! The over-enthusiastic, hyper-overactive announcer is back. And then of course I want to see the gameplay. I want to see a longer version of the gameplay in action. So I watched on YouTube. I watched someone else's upload of Jago's gameplay. One of the main protagonists of Killer Instinct, and one of my favorite characters of the Killer Instinct franchise. It was awesome. It was awesome, man. Killer Instinct was such an awesome and underrated fighting game. Despite huge fanfare when the game released, and despite huge demand of Killer Instinct 3, Rare decided to stop making Killer Instinct and focus on games with talking animals like Banjo-Kazooie and Fur Fighters. I'm happy they brought it back in the 8th generation, but I wish they would have brought it back in the 5th and 6th, 6th, or even the 7th generation. That's all the good. Now I'm going to get to the bad, and here is the bad. The bad is the roster. The roster is good. You have Jago, Saberwolf, Spinal, Glacius, Black Orchid, Shadow, Jago, an upgraded Jago, Thunder, and Fulgore, and then another one named Sadira. So you have like 7 to 8 characters, 7 to 8 characters. So the roster is good, but the problem I have with that, you have 7 to 8 characters, and it's really 7 because one of them is just an upgraded version of Jago. It's just an upgraded version of Jago. The other characters, TJ Combo, and Tusk, and all those other characters are downloadable content, are the second wave of downloadable content. Even though the game came out in late 2013, they are still releasing content for that game. That's one of the biggest gripes I had with the 7th generation, was releasing things that should be in the game separately as downloadable content, having to pay money for characters who should already be in the game. And how pathetic is that? Having a video game, having a fighting game in the 2000s with only 7 to 8 characters. This would be okay if it was an action adventure beat 'em up, because it would be a rarity, because those usually just one character, maybe 4 characters. But I think Anarchy Reigns, another game I'm going to talk about, has 8 characters. So if it was an action beat 'em up, it would be okay. But no, this is a fighter. And the Killer Instinct games from the past, 1, 2, and Gold, have more characters than this game. And that's the main reason I'm not getting it now. This was my first thoughts because I badly wanted to talk about this game. I'm not getting this or the Xbox One for a long time. I'm not paying $40 for a half-finished game with only 8 characters and what's his name. I'll wait till the price goes down. I'm not paying 500, 400, 500, how much it is for a new Xbox One. But this game does look good, and the Xbox One and Killer Instinct are something I would love to get in the future. And one thing I love about Killer Instinct, the Killer Instinct franchise, and one thing I love about Killer Instinct is that, I wish they would bring back more classic games like Eternal Champions, Streets of Rage, World Heroes, Art of Fighting, and so many more with these type of visuals and graphics, and don't screw them up like you did Alter Beast and Golden Axe. Well, that was my thoughts on Killer Instinct. I can't wait to talk about this game and franchise again. Alright, Dugout.